Thank you for being here. I am Brian Berryman, an attorney with the Watts Guerra Law Firm here in San Antonio. We are here to announce the filing of notice of claims against Dr. Jorge Zamora-Quezada. Dr. Quezada, if you have read the newspaper lately, you may know was indicted last week on 7 counts of healthcare fraud, wire fraud, and money laundering down in the Rio Grande Valley. It is alleged that he falsely diagnosed many patients with rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and many other diseases in order for him to line his pockets by injecting them with chemotherapy drugs unnecessarily. The FBI and the Department of Justice have alleged that has accumulated $240 million worth of fraud that has cost the taxpayers and the health insurance companies, and has ended up pocketing $50 million to his own good. He has houses in San Antonio, the Rio Grande Valley, down in Punta Mita, Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, and other places, flies around on a private jet, all at the expense of these very vulnerable patients. We are here today to make this announcement to notify other patients of this physician that they need to get a second opinion. They need to go get a second opinion to determine whether or not they are in fact suffering from these diseases that they are being treated for. Second of all, we're here to direct as many people as possible to the FBI, to their victims hotline, so that they can accumulate those claims and notify them of those stories. We want to work hand in glove with the Department of Justice. And then also to recover damages for our clients. These people have been terribly harmed, and we believe that there are hundreds, if not thousands of them, that he has treated and mistreated over the last several years. I'd like to turn this over to Andrew Borrego and Eli Rico to introduce our clients. I'd like to give you guys an opportunity to actually meet these clients and answer some questions, and we will offer whatever interviews afterwards that you'd like. Andrew?
Good morning, and thank you for being here. My name is Andrew Borrego. I'm one of the attorneys working on this case, along with Brian Berryman and Eli Rico and Alicia O'Neill. At this time, I'm going to introduce Eli Rico, who will tell you a bit about our clients, and then they'll tell you their story. So I'm going to go get our clients this minute, and so you can have a chance to hear what happened to them and feel what they're actually feeling. Rico?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eli Rico, and I have the task this morning of introducing you to 2 of the many faces that Dr. Zamora has affected. Christina Deras began treating with Dr. Zamora back in 2010, and Gloria and Christina Deras began treating in 2012. Each has their own story to tell, and they have courageously agreed to say a few words today. Ms. Gabriel, would you come up here and say a few words?
Good morning. My name is Gloria Gabriel. Gloria Martinez Gabriel. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I have been seeing Dr. Jorge Zamora-Quezada since 2012. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, fibromyalgia. He started injecting me with methotrexate. That's supposed to be not a very good medication unless you really need it. I lost everything I had. My strength, my love of my yard, my garden. It messed up my stomach. My bowels don't work the way they used to. They just don't. My health is very poor right now. I have to sometimes stay in bed all day or rest at least 3 hours a day. I don't socialize. I don't see my family anymore. I'm became a hermit because of the way I feel. I don't know what to say. I wish I could go back and undo everything. And if there's anyone out there that has seen Dr. Zamora, don't be afraid to call. They're here to help you. I know there's people that are out there taking medications, because was still taking medications till November. And I got very sick, so I stopped it all over again. Thank you.
Let me say just one quick thing about Miss Gabriel's case. As you can see from our board over here, she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in 2012. He treated her for 5 years with these terrible drugs, all to find out in 2017 that he came around later and told her, in fact, she never did have rheumatoid arthritis. This is a pattern that we've seen in the many, many phone calls that we've been receiving.
Thank you.
Ms. Deras.
Good morning. My name is Christina Deras, and I saw Dr. Zamora-Quezada. I started seeing him in April 2010, and the last time that I went to the office was in March of 2017. He gave me drugs for things that I didn't have. Rheumatoid arthritis. I took 3 different chemo drugs that were injected into me, into my bloodstream. All that time, experimenting on Humira, Rencia, the other one? No. And there was a third, Cimzia. These drugs were put into my bloodstream, along with the methotrexate, because I was diagnosed by him as having rheumatoid arthritis. A few weeks ago, I went to another doctor, and they took tests, and I told them everything that had happened to me, and they said, "You don't have rheumatoid arthritis." And I was in shock. I had trouble believing them. Please, people, get a second opinion, a third opinion. This man has stole my life. These are supposed to be my golden years. And that's when I retired, to be with my family, my grandsons that I love so much. And now all I do is go from the bedroom to the TV room. That's my whole life. And I want justice. I want justice.
Now I'd like to introduce Alicia O'Neill, who will be assisting us with this case.
Good morning. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of victims, just like Gloria and Christina out there, who were treated by Dr. Zamora. If you received treatment from Dr. Zamora, we can help. Whether it was here in San Antonio, like these ladies, or in the Rio Grande Valley, contact us now at 800-401-9171 or visit our website at zamoravictim.com. We also have another 800 number, 800-294-0055, and a second website, texashealthcarefraud.com. Thank you.
Okay, we're in a position to take some questions. If you'd like, we can do it from the podium, or you can visit with us individually, however you'd like. Say that one more time, I'm sorry. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Undocumented immigrants certainly are valued people in this in our community, and certainly makes absolutely no difference to us or to the FBI. We are handling these cases on a contingency fee basis so that we can facilitate that and allow people who don't have a lot of money access to the court system. A contingency fee meaning we will take a portion of whatever is recovered from the doctor, if anything, and portion that out between between the client and the attorneys at the time. And so it costs them nothing out of pocket. It costs them nothing. We front all the expenses in the case. And at the end of the case, if we are successful in making a recovery, then we will settle up after that.
And what are the chances of getting someone out of this, given the court involved as well?
That's
also against the FBI from heaven?
Jesse, thank you. You're right. These are the assets that this doctor has accumulated over the years via what we believe is medical fraud, Maseratis, Jaguars, cash in the bank, condominiums in Aspen, Colorado, mansions in Mission, Texas, Carlsbad, California. He owns a condominium at Punta Mita. He owns a penthouse condominium in Puerto Vallarta. This is the kind of man that you're dealing with, somebody who would prey on people like our clients. Actually, we believe we will. We have good news is we got the Federal Bureau of Investigation who has a good ability to throw a net over these assets and make sure that they're not liquidated. And so we know where those assets are because the FBI knows where those assets are. That's a good question. It's a matter of how long the criminal investigation takes. We will have to kind of take a back seat to the criminal investigation. We want to work hand in glove with the Department of Justice, make sure that we don't stand in their way. So it could take a year or two before we actually see some progress in this case. I do think that within a couple of years, these patients will actually see something from this. There are so many others out there that we don't know of, and we're doing this for the three reasons that I mentioned before. It is untold millions of dollars in damages. As you can see, just the impact to one individual, multiply that times thousands. I mean, there is untold misery that this man has caused. That I don't know that there's enough money in the world to compensate these people. That is a wonderful question, and I'd like to know the answer to that question. And I'm hoping that the FBI and throughout the discovery in our case, we are able to determine that. We will absolutely endeavor to find any co-conspirators, anybody who contributed to, anybody who was willfully blind to this man's actions, because I don't think something like this goes on without somebody being willfully blind to what's going on. Since Friday, when we were made aware of these cases, we have had at least 100 phone calls to our office. So just with regard to the intake of these hundreds of cases that over the weekend we're having people call. And so as we speak, we've got operators taking phone calls right now, talking to people, finding this information out. And we're seeing a repeated pattern that's consistent with the FBI's indictment, which is misdiagnosis with regard to, rheumatoid arthritis primarily, lupus and other type diseases, treatment with chemotherapy drugs, over-treatment with therapy, these terrible drugs, and then ultimately determining that these people never had the disease to begin with. Anything else? Okay, we'll take some individual questions. This will conclude the public portion. Right before everything blew down. Oops, that was not mine.
Sorry. It's okay.